Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. Here we're looking at a 2011 Toyota Ractis. This one here with just 39,000 original kilometers on it, 1.3 liter engine and front wheel drive. Now this one was bought from us from auction and is going to be exported over to the UK. The Toyota Ractis is another one of those Toyota cars built on the same platform as the Vitz, otherwise known as the Yaris. Also our car, the BB. And we adore our BB. It is a great, reliable, economical, little runabout car, and this Ractis is going to be no different. It is one generation newer, but for the most part it is the same basic architecture. The 1.3 liter engine puts out roughly around 76 horsepower. It's not going to win any races, but it is going to last forever. These are generally overbuilt engines, similar to the one that's in the Prius, which is meant to do a lot of start-stop and a lot of kind of heavy-duty work together with the hybrid synergy drive. And so they did overbuild this engine. It comes with a timing chain instead of a timing belt. And here with 39,000 original kilometers on it, you've got a lot of life left in the car. Okay, so we'll take a look at the condition of the car and compare it to the auction inspection sheet. I have to say the engine is no problem at all. Driving it is no problem. Suspension, steering, shifting, AC, basically everything is good. I'll lower the hood here because there's not much else to talk about. Coolant and oil are both okay. Just plug this in here. Okay, it is a twin cam, and I am not sure if there's a variable valve timing on this version. I know the 1.5 liter version has it. I'm not even sure if the 1.3 really needs it, but anyway. Okay, the color of this one is said to be purple, but it's more like a plum color. Also, I'm legitimately colorblind with purples, and so maybe I'm just mislooking at this car. Here it says Murasaki, which is Japanese for purple. So let's go ahead and quickly read the auction inspection sheet. There's not much to say here, so this will be quick. It's a 2011 Ractis. It says Lepis. Lepis is, I didn't know this. It is French. Lepis, which is my worst French pronunciation. I'm sorry, everyone who's French. I had to look it up. It means the spice. So this is the Ractis, the spice. Not that spicy though, 1.3 liter engine. Okay, auction grade 4.5, which I think is giving it a little bit of a high grade. It is a very nice car. It does have some pretty serious scratches on it, and so we'll get to that in a second. Interior grade B, exterior grade B. 39,761 at the time of auction, and oh my gosh, those cicadas are so loud. My apologies. We are right next to a cicada apartment building filled with probably thousands of them. We get that until probably about the first week of September, so my apologies. Sales points here, one owner vehicle, signal lamps in the mirrors. You can see it is true. Keyless entry, smart key is in the car. Steering wheel has switches on it, and it's a authentic mileage in the 30,000s, barely in the 30,000s, but it is. Comes with warranty papers and owner's manual, and it says those are going to be sent to us after we buy. Oh, I'm sorry. This is kind of a dealer trade-in, it means. Interior's dirty, but in real life it's really not dirty. You're going to find this comment on just about every one of these auction sheets. End panel dented, or U1, which is a very mild dent. They probably damaged it at the same time they damaged this back bumper. I'll just give you a little bit of a preview. They knocked into something there. The back panel is underneath the rear bumper. Probably has a little bit of a dent. I couldn't find anything that's worth noting in pictures or video. And exterior has shallow scratches in various places. Looking at the diagram here, we have some A3. I just kind of showed you that. There's also A2, 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 A1, A1, and A2. So there are a lot of scratches on it. There are a lot of small ones, a lot of medium ones, and a few large ones. Many of them we will be able to polish out if you want to. Not all of them though. Let's do a once around so you can see it from all different angles. Now the Ractis, I believe, is maybe the longest wheelbase of all of the 130 series cars of this platform. And gives you more interior room than any of these other subcompacts, which is nice, and more luggage compartment in the back too. It's smaller than something like a Prius Alpha, but definitely bigger than something like a Prius by far. And bigger than a Vitz, and bigger than a Fun Cargo. Less room than a Probox or a Succeed. Those are also on the same platform as this. And then there's the Raum is on it, and the Ist, and I'm sure I'm missing half of them. There's a ton of different cars that Toyota made, all the same car, all with slightly different, well, somewhat considerably different styling, so they can be their own cars, and then different interiors, but basically the same engine, same suspension, all of that. We're going to have to start giving this forest a name. We do have JDM tree over there, and until they decide to cut this down, every year it gets bigger and bigger, and it's high growth season. So we're going to go through the JDM forest now and hope there aren't large spiders. Here in Japan, there are some pretty big spiders by my standards. You know, in Canada, I come from a cold area of Canada, and well, I say that, and I know Canadians in the comments are going to be like, I know where you're from, it's not that cold. It does get down to like minus 25 fairly frequently. Celsius, that is, of course. But we get spiders like that big at the biggest. The ones in Japan are like this size, like whole hand size spiders sometimes. They're probably all in the JDM forest. I walk through there, one of those days I'm going to get one. There actually was one time last summer, I found one of them on the road. It was just sitting there on the road. And I scared it, and it walked into the sun and burnt itself and died because it was too hot. It was really freaky, like really big spiders. Not down with that at all. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the damages. We have a bit of fade on the top of this headlight. It is minor. It is on the top. It is not on the lens in the front. Okay, the front bumper is generally good with a few mild rock chips on it. For example, not that one. This one here. This one here. This one here. Now they called this an A2 on the front bumper. Really, this is more like an A3. Pretty sizable scrape. Okay. Then when you go down the side here, there are a lot of scratches. So I'm not going to point them all out. For the owner of this, you got to see the pictures of them. But there's scratches here. Inside the door handle are the fingernail scratches. Here's something about door handles. Sometimes door handles you have to open from the bottom. Some of them, like this one, you can open from the top or the bottom. Most of the time, the ones you can open from the top tend to get more scratches on the inside here. And fingernails are brutal on soft paint on cars. Some cars are worse than others, but it's pretty common on pretty much all cars with a top loading or a top openable handle. Scratch here, scratches here, scratch here, some scratches in here, and the edges of the doors, some paint chips on the edge there, and some paint chips on the edge here. Okay, we also have some mild scratches around here, some larger scratches up here, and then these giant ones back here. Okay, some medium scratches along here. And pardon me if I'm going too fast. It's just that scratches like this sometimes don't show up very well in these videos, and a picture is really better to encompass how big that they are. In my opinion, the scratches on this car are a little bit more than I would like, but at the same time, it's a very low mileage car with a very nice interior and plenty of life left in it. And then there's something also to be said about a car that already has enough damage that you don't have to be super careful with it. Some scrape there. For example, if that car gets scratched, I'll be slightly sad. If that car gets scratched, I'll be a lot more sad. And then it gives you a bit of an anxiety driving around a car that doesn't have any scratches on it yet. Okay, the underside is all good. No problems with rust. I know this one's going to the UK, so you do have to worry about that. But for the most part, you know, a 12-year-old car in Japan isn't going to have any issues with rust. It just doesn't snow enough here. Not anymore. Okay, so going to the interior. Doors, front and back, are both huge. Compared to every other car that is on this platform, the doors aren't this big. Front doors are often similar size, rear doors are often a ton smaller. Also, seats in this car are up higher than the other cars on the platform, giving you a more comfortable seating position compared to the others. You can see that it's probably around 55 centimeters from top of the cushion to the bottom, which is I'd say more than most sedans. Okay, anyway, we're going to the front here. So we have 4 power windows. All of those work properly. It's got the same kind of cheap plastic on the door cards, but these are durable, even if they're not the nicest material. Got a bowl place. That's definitely me, not me trying to speak like someone from the UK. Oh, weird. Okay. Interior. These seats are nice, but nothing special. They are in good condition. There's actually a seat cover stocking on this one, but not on any of the other ones. So a little bit weird. There's a mosquito that just landed on me, and you're dead. Okay. Steering wheel is a 2-tone leather. It's quite nice. All right, you have a headlight levelizer here. You have power folding mirrors, which is ubiquitous on all Japanese cars pretty much. You have a pretty nice looking center stack, I must say. Smells like a new car in here pretty much, which is nice. CD player. Kind of looks like a robot face with a mustache and dimples. Okay, standard 3 controls here. These are perfect. I love it when these are fan speed, where you want your air to be, and how hot you want your air to be. That's perfect. I don't like anything other than that. My van has climate control with 3 different climate zones. Don't like it. I just want to be able to pick the fan speed and pick the temperature. This is kind of neat. 4 cup holders, or you can take out some of them, and these have different settings on them. So you can choose to put them like here, or here, or here, to make them bigger or smaller if you need them, or you can just take them out completely if that's what you want. This car has no ashtray, as you can see. No ashtray there. It has a cigarette lighter adapter, but no ashtray. And this is kind of the era, 2011, when ashtrays were leaving cars, and then they would just make an ashtray that's like a size of a cup that you would put into a cup holder instead if you really wanted the ashtray. There's no point for, I don't know, 15 or 20% of the population that's smoking to take up a valuable space on the inside of the car. The spicy floor mats are in good condition. The spicy shifter is also in good condition with no wear on the top, which is nice. Okay, 2 glove boxes, because one is definitely not enough for such a spicy car. This one is basically just documents, but this one you can put some valuable things in, plus a nice little parcel shelf here, and an auxiliary in for your stereo, which is cool because this part here is cut out. That wire can come out, and you can put your iPod on this shelf, and there's a nice lip here so that it won't fall off. Okay, did I say iPod? Who has an iPod anymore? iPhone? Android? Yeah. Going to the rear. It's slightly stadium seating in this, meaning you sit up a little bit higher in the rear compared to the front, probably about 3 inches or so. So it's nice for kids to be able to sit up with enough room to see out the windows. In a lot of more modern cars, the belt line is up high for safety purposes, meaning the kids can't look outside, meaning they're going to be more irritable because of that. Here you can see the front, stylish and nice. The driving position, stylish and nice. Extra little windows up there, kind of cool. And large, easy to see mirrors. Yes, I can't stress enough how much that kind of mirror is so important. My car's mirrors are huge. You know what cars' mirrors are not huge? I never talk about this car, but that one sucks for looking. So you just have to drive really quickly. Okay, this has one of the coolest things, unnecessary, but cool. Open the trunk. Lots of room in the trunk. Like, more than a Golf, which is nice. This is actually, you know, close to Golf size. Okay. And yes, you can push them forward with these if you want. Or, check it out, the coolest thing ever. Ripped right out of Nissan Stages playbook. You pull this. Boop. Your seat goes down. Now there's no way to put it back up without actually pulling it up. And then these seats adjust to different levels of incline. That means that once you put it up, you have to pull this, and with two hands, pull it back at the same time. Let me just show you. Pull that up, and then it locks into that position. You want to put it further back, pull this up, and look at that. I can do it with one hand already. Anchors for car seat, and there's also Isofix on the other side. If you know what that is, you want it. If you don't know what it is, you probably don't care about it. And then lots of room underneath here. Really cool. Pull this up, and you can put a sturdy amount of weight on this, even though it's a flimsy material, because the foam underneath is only leaving small pockets. Plenty of space to hide stuff in here. Pull this up, and you get more space to hide things, but no spare tire. A little bit weird. You can put a spare tire in there, it looks like, but this one doesn't have one. And then cutouts here, so you can put golf clubs in. They actually, in advertising here in Japan, mention how many bags of golf clubs you can put in the cars. And some cars even say this is how you put the golf clubs in, like the Prius is like that. Okay, while driving, you get a lot of great visibility in this car, which I think is something that's lacking on a lot of modern cars. Okay, close this, and we're basically done. Toyota Ractis Le Pisse. Le Pisse. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not French. And don't say that because I'm from Canada I should be able to speak French. I'm plenty years out of high school. Yeah. Okay, there it is. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.